What's up, guys? Welcome back, DevHeads. This is day 3 of the Gas Live series. So far, we set up our gameplay ability system and some movements abilities like sprint and jump. Here, I'll go ahead and test it out. Sprint is active. When I let go of sprint, it slowly regenerates. As you can see, also jump takes away some of our stamina. We even worked on cooldowns and stamina, and last time we also started digging into how abilities can shape gameplay flow. Today we're stepping it up a bit by I'll be showing you how to do actual damage with effects in gas, and we might even sprinkle in some gameplay cues so we can see how to apply effects, visual feedback to give to the player. So stick around. This one's gonna be connecting all the dots. First thing first, we did damage with this effect. When we walked over it, you can see our health drops by 10 until we fully die. But last time I did not use gas for the damage. This time around I will try to do the damage with gas. So let's go ahead and open the blueprint. This is what we did last time. When we began overlap, we cast it to the gas character. We got the core module here, GS core, and we pretty much just subtract health by 10, and we use the clamp so it won't go over less than 0 and over 100. And if it's over if you are under or at 0 health, you will simply just die by using this call, which will pretty much, it's a multicast call, and it will pretty much destroy you. Here we set back the value to the attributes health. So basically, once we subtract 10, we subtract your current health with 10, and then we put it back to the attribute, which contributes to you dying. See? All right. Give me 1 second while I get started with this. All right, so first thing first, let's go ahead and start making gameplay effects. So to do that, you can go here to our content folder, right click and click blueprint class. So let's go ahead and put look for gameplay effect. Okay, let's use this one. Looking at other options that we have here, but let's just stick with this one. Let me see what this one derived up. This one was one that we made earlier. Okay. So we'll create a new one just to show. Perfect. Select that and call it GE burn. We'll have this burn. So from right here, we can start modifying it. Let's see. We'll make it instant for now. Then later on, I'll put has duration because fire usually has a duration. Now for the modifiers that we're gonna modify, we're gonna go ahead and modify the health. Then we're gonna subtract. Oops, we're modifying something else here. Let's keep that at stamina. And go ahead and open burn. Okay. So for here, we're gonna go ahead and modify health. Then we're gonna subtract 50 to it, to the scalable float. Just looking at the rest right now. Okay, so we don't need none of this right now. We might need a tag though. But for now, let's just keep it like this. Now let's go back to our blueprint. Let's close this one so we won't get confused. And let's start modifying this a bit. Let me turn off this ring notification. All right. So first thing first, let's go ahead and modify this. Let's take things out of here. We'll do a new section here. So let's go ahead and cast to the gas character, and here we're gonna grab the get ability system component. Then from here, I don't think we need this right now. We could do a check if it has it, but for now, let's apply game effect. Game effect to itself. So from here we get the burn that we created. And then we could also make effect context, but we might not need that right now. For now, I just want to do the damage. So let's go ahead and connect this pin to this. And let's test this out. I might be missing something, but we'll see right now. Let's close that right now, because we don't need it. Save it. So it's as simple as this. Hopefully it works. We should be using GE burn game effect, which will subtract 10 in theory, and it will subtract it to your attribute health. And it should be an instant application. So once you touch it, you should be at 40. And there you have it. Very simple. You see how gas is very efficient, and it cleans up your code a bit as well. Before we had to do all this. Now we just have to do this. Just create a effect and just grab the ability system from your cast. So let me see if you die. I doubt you die now because we're no longer using that RPC call. So now that we're not using this right here, let's see if we could finally use the one that gas provides, which is death or on death. There you go. See if this works. And not only that, I want to check if on damage works as well. So let's go ahead and print out these effects. So on damage amount, let's see if it prints out the damage amount. And on death, I would also like to print out you're dead. So let's compile, save, hit play. So yeah, it's not triggering it. It does trigger you're dead. So that's a good thing. So now we could just do this part. Let's delete this, compile, play, and now our actor should be destroyed once we have 0 health. Oh, there you have it. Give me 1 second. All right. All right, now let's see why this is not being called. Let's see if guess damage is not being detected. Let's see if at least it detects the character source. No, that's something we might have to come and revisit. Maybe I have to set a type here. And as you can see, we can also stack these effects like but usually works for burn for let's do a burn-in since it's fire. We'll do the we'll do 5 this time for scalable float for the duration magnitude. We'll do 5 and 5, and I guess we could leave it at 10. Let's see what happens. Play. I'm assuming it has a duration of 5 seconds. Now it's almost instant. It's going up because we are not subtracting. We're not adding a negative. That's a little bit odd. Let's see. All right, let's see if we could throw in a cue in the mix right now. That way we can add a little effect. So let's go ahead and start here. Let's make a new blue class. Let's do cue. Gameplay cue. There you go. Select this. Let's call it a cue or GC. GC damage effects. All right. Let's open this one here. From here, we're gonna add the Niagara effect. Damage. We'll just leave it like that. And from here, let's get one that's already, let's do a fountain lightweight. Yeah, let's do that. All right, now that we created the cue, let's go ahead and add it to the burn-in, which should be set back to instant. And then from here, we can add that effect we made with the gameplay cue. Cues to trigger non-simulated reaction respond to this, such as sounds, particle effects, etc. So you could also do sounds. So now let's go ahead and add that in there. We're not gonna mess around with the effects or anything, so all we gotta do is just add the cue here. We might have to add a tag though. Let's see. Yeah. So if we go back to our cue, let's go to class defaults, class settings. Might be missing something. Let's see. Okay, I guess we put the tag here. Let's create a new tag here. Tags. So I believe it's in gameplay queue. Let's create a new one. Choose default gameplay tag.in. And here we'll go simply type in gameplay queue category, and then dot whatever you want to call this tag, maybe burn. And then we'll add the new tag. Go ahead and assign that tag to this. Then back to the burn effect. We can now hopefully add it here. So let's go ahead and compile, save. Let's see. Let's see now if it works. Go ahead and play save, play. And there you have it. The effect now shows up and it's replicated. The only problem is that the effect does not stay in our body, so we have to attach it to the character. Let's go ahead and do that now. So I guess we could do it on the damage here. It should be an attached to owner. There you go. And then if you don't want the effect to last, we could kill it over time. I think there's an option somewhere here. Let's see where it should be. Should be under class defaults, yeah. Attach to owner. Yeah. See what else option we got. We got attach to owners, override, unique. Oh, here you go. Auto destroy or remove. There you go. And we could also add a delay. But for now, let's see what default is. Let's get damage. Now we're attach it to the particle effect. which hasn't died down yet. See why it's not destroying. Let's go ahead and put let's do one and see if that does make a difference. Unless we have to modify that Niagara effect. It's the only thing I'm thinking of right now. Yeah, most likely we have to create a custom Niagara effect where we can kill it over time. There must be a way here to loop duration. Let's do it once. 5. Let's go ahead and save it. See what happens now. All right, that's a little too long. Let's go ahead and change the loop duration to 1. Just because we want a quick splat. Yeah, that's more likely. Boom. All right, so now let's go ahead and start our Counter-Strike shooter. For the sake of repeating things, let me go ahead and see how I did the line trace to shoot someone. So I'm gonna open up my current work, which is called Dev Games 3085. It's a game I'm making for the community. I'll tell you more about it on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. I should release a new video about the game, and after that, I'll be fairly busy. Just to give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing, just a little sneak peek. I'll show you something. So it's basically a futuristic game. I'm trying to go for that Back to the Future vibe. As you can see, the floating shark. And I got flying cars so far. I won't tell you more. I won't tell you much about the mechanics, but till then, you'll know more about it tomorrow. And just subscribe if you want to know more and keep updated with our current news. So back to this. Let's go ahead and open the character I created here. Just the sandbox character. There you go. So here I'm just pretty much gonna steal this code, and then I'll talk about it on the Counter-Strike project. Okay. So for our base character, we're gonna need an input. Let's go ahead and use right click for now. We'll bind it later. Mouse. Left button. Yeah, we'll use that for shooting. So let's go ahead and use this from what I got from my other game. Basically, we're gonna get the camera, we're gonna get the world location, and we're gonna get the forward vector. Right here, we can set the length of the shot. Let's do, for this sake, let's do 10,000 for now. Then we're gonna multiply the range with the forward vector and add it to the end. So for debugging, we're gonna go ahead and see how this works. Go ahead and compile. Let's go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and play it. As you can see, my shooting works. It is getting the direction of my camera. So if you want to change the direction to something else, you're free to get either the mesh, or if once we move to first person, we'll move to that. Hopefully we get to that. So anyways, now that we got the shooting, now this is where we want to apply damage to our other actor, to our hit actor. So we're gonna make sure it has get actually, should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. And here we can do is valid, so we can, that way we can know if the actor we hit has the abilities system component. If not, then let's not do anything. So if it's valid, now here we can apply the damage. We could technically we could apply the burn. So you can rename it. Let's rename this to shot, actually. That way we don't get confused. And then we'll actually work later on. If I have time, we'll work on the actual burning effect. Not shot. We'll do shot. There you go. So back to our character. Now we can do what we did exactly on the blueprint damage here. Fairly simple. We just cast it. Well, actually, all we had to do is grab that. We don't even have to cast it, I believe. Boom. Boom. Make sure you have G shot selected. And then we just plug it in here. Save it. Again, this is why I love gas. Makes things more simpler, more cleaner, and replicate it. We don't have to do all these RPC calls. Not only that, it attaches an effect to your damage, which we covered right here. So basically, if we want to add an effect, we go here, and then again, it could be either a particle effect, could be or a sound effect. Make sure you add a tag to it when you create your effect. So let's go ahead and test this out. Technically, we can shoot now. We can shoot each other now, and damage should be taken off, as well as getting an effect applied to us. So only one way to find out. So we both start off as 50 health as the client and the server. As the server, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the client, and it's not working. Let's see why. See if it's working for the client. Oh, let's go to immersive mode. Just so you know, I'm parsecing into my beefier computer. I like to stream on my laptop because I have a better comfortable setup. So let me go ahead and change this to immersive mode. Okay, go ahead and hit save again. Now let's see why It's not getting shot. Okay. Oh, maybe it's the line trace. Okay. So right here. Let's go ahead and create a new one. It's been a while, so I'm trying to remember what I did last time. I think we have to go to project settings. We have to create a new line trace, if I'm not mistaken, or a channel. Trace channels. Let's make a new one. Let's call it human. Yeah, let's just call it human. We want to hit a human. Let's go ahead and hit accept. So I think upon restarting your engine, you'll be able to choose the new channel. Let me see what I did on my old game real quick. Line trace was weapon. Oh, okay. Let me make another one called weapon. All right. Yeah, that sounds more likely. Let's go ahead and delete human for now. Stick to weapons. Go ahead and close this, save. Let's go ahead and reopen the project. All right, back to the project. Let's go ahead and open all the work that we had open. I don't think we need this anymore. Open the main character here. Now we want to go ahead and choose weapon as trace channel. Now for the collision, we have to modify that as well. Let's go ahead and mess around with the collision. Actually, for the mesh, let's do that. Let's go down under collision. There you go. Character mesh. Let's go ahead and make a custom one. Let's see. We want in general to block the weapon. So let's see. There you go. And like that, we have a shooter game. Obviously, we need to add weapons, we need to add animations, but this is pretty much the basic foundation of a shooter using gas. As you can see, let's see if it works for the client. It's shooting the server. Okay, so it is working in theory, but it's not getting shot. It's not being replicated properly. For the server, it's working perfectly, but for the client, it's not. Let's see why this is. See what I did to in my old project. I think we also made it so that we don't hurt ourselves. I'm not sure if that's the problem. Let's see if that helps. That way we could ignore ourselves when we're shooting, because it is going through us first. Oh, okay. It's working there. It's not working here. Let's see, why is this happening? Do a little quick test. Hit play. Hit works on the server. Client does the hitting. But the server needs to do that. Hmm. This is the other game. You want to see Bloodbound, see what I did here. So when I hit, I apply that vector. Oh, I did it within a ability. Okay. That's why it's replicated well, because I did it through the ability, not inside the actual. Okay, so what we're gonna do is create a new gameplay ability. Oops, not this one. So instead of doing the work here inside the character blueprint, we're gonna have to create a new ability. Let's go ahead and make it here. Let's go ahead and create a new blueprint. Gameplay ability. Let's go ahead and select that. Call it GA shoot. After that, let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, so first thing first, we start with the commit. Then we test it if we could commit that action, and then we'll get the only actor from actor info and cast it to character. Then we'll set the variable to character so we can manipulate it. So let's go ahead and copy this part. It's very helpful. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. G-shot. I don't think we need this anymore. Let's paste that over here. So again, this checks if you're like out of ammo or whatever. We'll practice on how to we could make weapons as attributes so it replicates, and this will check if you're able to shoot and whatnot. But for now, let's get this ability working. So from here, we can do the line trace. See what I did over here? Once we got here, we commit it. Let's just see what I did here. Okay, we cast it to this. Anyways, let's go ahead and copy what we did on the character here. Back to shoot. So basically, so to get the camera, I recommend deleting the normal character and cast it to BP, whatever your character is. Ours is BP gas character. And we link this here, delete this, and we'll go ahead and get gas. We'll get, not get, we'll get the camera. Now we can attach this back to how we had it. And for self, we can just add the character. So now we should be able to shoot true, and now the client should be the client and the server should not be able to shoot. So let's go ahead and go back to our character. I don't think we need this anymore. This is not gas or replicated. For now, let's go ahead and add the ability here to the granted abilities list. So far we have jump and we have sprint. Now we have to add the new one we created, which is shoot. And then we'll go ahead and apply it. And then now we have to call it by getting our ability component. Then from here, we're gonna try activate ability by class. Try activate ability by class. We're gonna go ahead and grab the shoot ability again. Let's go ahead and hit compile, save. Let's see what else I'm missing. So in theory, this should be called in the server and in the from the servers. So again, later on, if you want to, we'll talk about ammo. We can manipulate the cost here like we did last time. We could do cooldowns, we could do cost. Here we can start adding gameplay effects, and where we subtract a bullet from, I don't know, an attribute we created like a pistol or whatever. So, but for now, let's go ahead and see if this works. So let's go ahead and play, test it out. So it is shooting. Let's see, it is hitting the client. Perfect. The health is subtracting. Now let's see if the client actually could hit the server. And there you have it. The client can now hit the server. 30, 20, 10, and it's dead. And the client does shoot the server, and effect does apply to the server. And I think the same happens with the server to the client. Yep. And the server can kill the client. Now let's see what happens with the client on the client. People always forget testing client on clients, and a lot of problems show up if you don't test client on client. So this is working for the client, and then let's see if hitting the client works as well. Boom, client on client, and then client on client, 40-40. And now let's see if the server can see one of the clients vanish. I know it's a little complicated, but this is all part of testing replication. We have to test it on every side, client on client, server on client, and so forth. See, so see, server does see the client disappear, and the client that died can no longer be movable, and the client that killed the client sees the other client dead by destroying it. So now I'm going to destroy the server, and voila, you have replication using gas. Again, remember to always add your abilities that you're going to do. Think of them as containers so that they can get replicated. And also on the detail side, you could also make it not to replicate. You know, you could do server on execution and so on. You could also replicate it and whatnot. So that's the beauty about gas. Now let me go ahead and take this out. Perfect. All right, well, that's a wrap for day three, where we finally gave our characters the power to deal damage and made sure the game ability shows it with cues. Um, there's a little few glitches that I want to polish later on, but I'll probably save that for the next video. Like, I do not like the fact that our effects only triggers one time. Um, I'll show you what I mean right now. Let's do it with two players. So when I play it, and I shoot the server, the effects plays properly, it's replicated. But when I shoot them again, the effect does not show up anymore. I'm thinking it has to do with particle effects or a weird setting on gas. We'll talk about that later. Um, Next time we'll dive deeper into applying other types of effects, maybe blood or bullets, or maybe some healing buffs, and maybe even layer in some tag-based logic and more advanced control. Um, yeah, if you're enjoying this gas journey, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment if you got any more questions. And of course, subscribe. That way you don't miss day four. And until then, look out for my next video. I'm going to talk more about my game and keep building. And I'll see you guys next time.